Hello and welcome to Cutscene Conversations Season 2, Episode 4.
Yes.
4. I can't believe we've done, what is this, 16 total now?
12, 13, I can't remember last season. We cut a bunch up.
We did cut a bunch up.
So, but again, we're joined here with an interview with our brothers.
Let's go.
So I'll start it. This is my brother.
Hi, I'm John blah, blah, blah. That's what I was told to say.
He was, in fact, told to say, I'm John blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, now John Hickman, this is my brother. We're about, 15 months apart in age?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
Nice,
he's
nice.
definitely older.
Yeah, but you can't tell. Somebody's got hair.
Oh, goodness. Well, I've got with me my brother.
I'm Brent Mooney, Jesse's brother, and
Now, how far apart in age are we? Quick.
5
math.
years.
5 years.
5
See?
years?
Yep.
yeah.
Wow, you
know.
look old. Oh, he looks appropriate.
What?
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
You look old.
I know I do. I feel old.
He looks 5 years younger.
I worked construction for 10 years,
Oh, poor baby.
but he has 5 kids.
How long did we
yeah.
throw sod?
Yeah, that's
Well, if we talk about actual construction industry, I kept
think
up
he-
with it.
I think he wins.
Yeah, so if we consider the steel shop,
Oh, Lord.
God.
Yeah,
I'd
we
love
started.
to hear some of your opinions on the still shop because I've heard
Yeah.
plenty of Tim's stories and they all sound negative.
but if that's
Oh,
the
they
case, I was still in construction up until last year
Yeah.
around September. And
hence the hair.
You had a small break at Briggs.
yeah, small break at Briggs, but I
Warehouse work.
warehouse worker,
right?
you
They
know,
went
and then
construction, warehouse, construction,
and then also Walmart, but
warehouse.
worker.
Right.
So if you consider construction, just all of that combined, it was about 19 years.
Oh goodness.
Yeah.
That's about how long you've been at Smith and Nephew.
That's right.
18 and a half years in the same company.
Yeah, I look back and it's like shortly while I was getting ready to graduate high school, I actually had papers to sign up for the military.
Hey, me
And
too.
my dad
Wonder
was
who
like,
gave us that.
My dad was like, I will break both of your knees.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love hearing
See,
different points of
I
view.
didn't get that story. I got, if you're going to join anything, join the Air Force, but do something with your life.
No, I was going straight Army.
I
was
recall
going.
a story about a field, but that was probably later in life.
That was when I lost my job.
Yeah, that's true.
That's different.
True.
That's
true.
different.
All right.
So we're going to get started with some season 1 throwbacks.
Uh-oh.
Let's go to John for the dad joke.
Oh, it's a throwback. I'm so glad that you have brothers on such an important, pivotal episode.
Yep.
The first episode of season 2.
Fourth episode.
No, okay, so dad jokes. Let's see. Well, first of all, we had a lot of serious storms last night. There's some prayers needed for Mississippi.
Yeah.
Because there were 26 people that were killed in that
goodness.
tornado.
Yeah.
And some that are missing.
Jeez.
And that's going to be a terrible segue to this joke. It really is. Because the storm hit my house last night and it did some damage.
Oh, no.
Yeah, about 25% of my roof is actually damaged. And I saw it and I was like, oof.
Oh God! I think that was better than anyone you ever told, Tim.
I don't know.
That was good.
Yeah.
You got another one there, bud?
Yeah, I've got more. That was just.
Without a sad story?
I know. I said it. Well, as I was speaking, I was like, man, I really need to actually say something so we can pray for the people in Mississippi. And I'm like, let's pray and then just make fun of stuff. So that's the way
Nice.
it
The
is.
healing through comedy.
Right.
Do you know the difference between a well-dressed man on a unicycle and a poorly dressed man on a bicycle?
Everybody stop. I know right now my brother has not listened to my podcast.
At all.
Never.
Because
Never
this was
have.
like episode 2.
Wait.
and
So let's not answer. Let's not answer because now we're going to test Brent.
I did that. Nope.
He
It's
don't know either.
It's a tire.
It's a tire.
Yes. Thanks for the real season 1 throwback.
That's why I'm here.
That's it.
So what else don't you know about me?
Oof.
Yeah, oof is a pretty good one. Okay, so this one will be, you've heard this one before. It's one of my favorite dad jokes.
Okay.
Okay. Tim, don't react. Then.
I won't.
So, what is the difference? Or no, what's the difference?
Yeah, messed it up
What
already.
do a piano, a fish,
I gotta be quiet.
and a bucket of glue have in common?
Yep.
Piano,
Yes.
Yep.
A fish.
a fish,
You know,
and
I've
a
tried
bucket
to,
of glue.
you know, I've tried to remember the exact phrasing of this joke, and I keep getting messed
I
up.
remember hearing this, but I
I,
cannot
I
place
don't remember it either.
Okay, you can tune a piano and you can tune a fish.
Now we're supposed to ask you the question. What about the glue?
Yeah, I knew you'd get stuck there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So I've also heard it with a hanger. I was like, I knew that'd hang you up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
That's
Thank you, John, for your masterful
That was
yet
good. That was
repetitive from last season.
Hey.
That joke.
I don't know.
Let's see if Brent's got the same facts.
Oh no, surely not.
No,
All right.
probably not.
I am serious.
I've been big on the Dungeons and Dragons here recently, right?
there we go.
You know,
Yep.
just getting into it and everything. When Jesse came back from Georgia, finally got into a group and being able to play.
Like 8 years ago.
No, I got back a little over 4 years ago.
It's
Yeah,
about- so it hasn't been too long. I finally got to play. So
Yeah, no, we've been in games together.
yeah, a couple. So my 3 random facts are from D&D.
Nice.
All right, let's go. Let's have
So first one is there was a game that started in 1982,
Oh, it's still running.
and it is still
Yes.
running
Wait a
today.
minute.
With the same people.
Same people.
Same original characters, I believe. Or
I
have
don't
any
think
of
it's.
them
I
died?
think they've changed a couple things of those, but
Okay.
yeah, this is the same game that has been going for now 41 years.
Dedication.
Dang, man. I wonder.
Tell
like-
me how you have only 3 friends without telling me you only have 3 friends.
Oh, that's either dedication or just being psychotic. I don't.
It's probably a mixture of both.
Probably both.
Yeah,
Flirting
which
that
is probably
line.
why I like the game.
Probably. Oh, probably.
Okay, well, second fact was 2 years from last year, I believe it was October last year, the highest paid Twitch channel was Critical Role,
Oh, yeah.
which is people who
Yep.
play D&D,
D&D.
and that's all they do.
Shout out Matt
They made
Mercer.
almost
All of his
they made almost
people.
$10 million in 2 years.
That's
Just
ridiculous.
Matt
Twitch.
Mercer will never watch this.
That and that number is not how much they got from their sponsors.
Right.
That is a single source money. Is what they got.
That
Yeah.
was from Twitch memberships.
Yes.
But I love
No.
Grog.
If you're gonna,
is
if
my
you're gonna
boy.
name dropping people
Gr-
for like Twitch and stuff like that, you need to just do Mr. Beast.
Oh,
So like
yeah,
Mr.
right.
Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, if you do this right now, here's $10,000.
Right.
Yeah, I want to meet him.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And the last fact was there is actually a National D&D Day.
Is there?
You know, yeah. I looked when I looked it up and found that it's November 5th is the National D&D Day.
Remember the 5th of November.
The
Yeah.
gunpowder, treason, and plot.
Pleasing and
Hey man,
Trout.
this tooth is messing me up.
Which one?
It's the front one.
The one that's missing is messing you up?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
It's always 2:30 here.
Hey, you got to tell the other one.
all right.
Which other one?
The one you told in B-roll.
That means before we
Summer
were,
2.
Oh yeah. Okay, so unfortunately, I do have a front tooth missing, but it's perfect because winter's over. So now I have my summer teeth. Some are here and some are there.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! So November 5th. What is there anything specific on that day? Is it just
Well,
national?
there was this dude
There was this guy.
who tried to
Oh,
blow
my-
up Parliament.
Different. We're talking about the
He was
D&D.
kind of foxy.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! Was there anything specific, or was it just a?
Just the day. I don't know
Gotcha.
why they chose
You're
it. That's what
Fortunate
they chose.
that they didn't
look.
choose December something.
There was a test there,
Right.
Tim,
D20 would be
that would be amazing.
right.
look, that was a test, Tim. How many times did you ask me if I had any information behind the facts?
Oh, so many times. He would just be like, he'd give a fact. I'm like, oh, really? What about this? And he'd be like, yeah, I didn't research it. I just looked it up.
That's it.
Yeah.
So good job on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
jokes and the facts, Team.
We will move into a would you rather.
All right.
All right, so I pulled this would you rather from the Harry Potter universe because we are all Potterheads,
Well, enunciation.
right?
6-letter word.
And I found one that I thought would be really hard. All right, so you can choose.
Oh, he's smirking already.
All right.
It's gonna be good.
Would you rather? I'm
smirking at
smirking
me.
because my brother. Would you rather save Dobby, save Dumbledore, or save Fred?
Okay, first of all, it's Dobby.
Dobby.
Yeah, Dobby.
Sorry, I read the books way before the movies were out, and in
Yes.
my head, like Hermione was never Hermione.
It was Hermione.
Yep, it was because we talked about it.
I think there's a wasp by your leg, by the way. I saw something flying over
Oh
there.
please, where's Wade?
Was it a wasp?
There's
Not
not
anymore.
a window in this room. A window would be broken.
It would not be a window with Tim. Where do you want a new door?
Here's another way we know John hasn't listened to the podcast. So Pastor Wade has wasp in his house, and he breaks windows. He breaks windows when he kills them. He swings all the way through them.
Yeah, he's a great baseball.
Got to make sure you get them.
And when I say break windows, like 3 in
Wow.
6 months.
It's the carry through. You got to follow through.
Oh, he did.
You don't hit the target. You hit behind the target.
He did.
Yep.
So Dobby, Dumbledore, or Fred?
Who would you save? Oh, who are we starting with?
You.
Okay, cool.
No pressure.
Not Dumbledore.
Right? I agree 100%.
I mean, he was very old.
Oh, no, he's a manipulative old man.
I'm not even going through any of that. Like, yes,
Okay.
he was, but I'm saying like first of all, you got to equate Dumbledore and look at it at a human perspective. He was human, so there were things that he did wrong. His own hubris got in his own way.
Yep.
But there were things that he tried to. There were things that he tried to make up for that.
Well, how about
And-
setting up Harry to be a target,
Well-
knowing that Voldemort would come back?
Well,
Even though Neville was the chosen one. But anyway, I
Neville
digress.
could have been. It could have been either of them. It could have been either of them. Anyways, so when you look at Dumbledore and you look at his later life, where he tried to make up for the fact of all the stuff that he did wrong, the death of his sister, all kinds of stuff.
Being estranged
one
from
of the
his
things
brother.
that really kind of like the way the movies, I like the way they did it in the movie, was the way he pleaded with Severus.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like, Severus, please. And it wasn't a, please don't do this. It was a, end it. Because he was already dying.
So,
He was already dying from
we're
the
not
ring.
saving Dumbledore.
No, no.
So yeah,
Next.
some
Yeah.
tangent.
He's
So
not.
Fred or Dobby?
That's a hard choice. That's the hardest one.
How
is
old
between
was
those.
Dobby? How old was he? Do we know?
We don't know. He's
don't know.
probably
He's a
very
house
old.
elf.
He's a house elf. They live for a very long time.
Well,
I think.
I've
They
got
just
my
look
answer.
old. They could be Benjamin Button looking things.
Yeah.
What if he was like 2? He's older
Then
than
that would not follow through for the fact that he
30,
was.
37? He was 37?
our,
Wow.
our producer told us. Thank
That
you.
hurts.
Man,
And he just led the freedom of the house elves.
yeah, it's true.
Now I could picture him as William Wallace.
And he had like, oh my gosh.
Fireballs from my eyes, and I'll let you finish the rest.
And electricity from, somewhere.
Yeah. Okay, moving on.
So,
Man,
Dobby or Fred?
Fred.
Wow. All right, I'll spin it to our other guest.
I wouldn't
All right,
say my
yeah.
reasoning, but y'all got
Yeah.
Yep.
time.
I get you. I agree with that. Actually, I would have to go with Fred myself because Dobby, his death was saving his friends, saving the people he
Absolutely.
loved. So that
So
would
was
almost to
Fred's.
me be
So was
taken away.
Fred's.
So was Fred.
Don't discount Mr.
Final
Fred
battle.
was fighting with the group, and his death, came from that fighting. Dobby
Dobby
literally
provided escape.
saved his
Yeah,
friends.
that's right.
And to
Difference
me, that
between
would
a-
take away his sacrifice for his
I
friends.
say difference between a soldier and a sacrifice.
Yes. So to me, I would bring Fred back because Dobby.
I like how we all have a different take on why we're going to choose Fred.
Okay.
Except for Tim.
Oh,
Except
Tim got
Tim.
that.
Tim's
look.
like, I want brothers to die.
Tim's going through his head right now. Oh God, I got to change my my person now. What am I going to say?
No, if there's one thing that Tim's not going to do, he's not going to change what he's going to pick based on what other people are picking in the room around
You know,
him.
no.
before we go further into this, we should have just, instead of Dumbledore, you should have added Sirius.
Hold on. I've got another one.
Oh, he's got another.
Yeah,
He's
we
in
got-
the
So
roster.
I would pick Fred, and this one might be this. Yes, not Dumbledore because he's lived his life, but not Dobby because I'd rather save a human. Is that
Wow, that's speciest.
well?
That is
sorry,
speciest.
not sorry.
Yeah, I better say, I
Right.
mean, I eat cows all the time.
Right? I don't.
So I don't eat house elves. So
If I
of
was
course-
starving,
of course, I
Creature
would
would be
save
gone.
Dobby. The reason I wouldn't save Fred is Fred's death reunited the older Weasleys with the younger Weasley generation because there was a separation in the siblings. And after his death, they all came together as a family. Dobby's escape, if he wouldn't have died in the escape, right? Like, vital ally, can perform magic where wizards can't. And his freedom gave him like freaking genie level powers.
okay, but now we got to look at it this way. Play devil's advocate with it.
Hold on. He led the freedom of his species. He
Still freedom.
right. He was the William Wallace of house elves.
Nice.
So we're going through hypotheticals already.
Yeah.
But if we're going to do it, you're going to say they didn't die because the way they died didn't happen. Dumbledore still would have died from the ring.
Yeah.
Fred, if he wasn't part of the final battle still happened. If Dobby
No, I'm
didn't
just
die-
saying Beatrix didn't get the knife through the apparition.
But I'm saying if Dobby didn't die that way, he wasn't
Wow.
there.
The level of nerd.
Right.
Like, I just got nerd checks by
So
myself.
what I'm saying is, if Dobby didn't die, like his situation wasn't there, like he wasn't sent
Yeah.
there by Aberforth,
Right.
then they wouldn't have escaped.
No. I'm saying knife didn't make it through. Yeah, I
Well,
mean,
I'm saying take away Sirius
All right.
killing.
Hold on.
Either way,
Hold on.
we
Let's
gotta
go
move
into
on
it.
to the next one.
Take Fred
all
out
right.
of the battle.
Would you rather save Lupin, save Sirius? Oh, here's one because you can only save one, or Tonks.
I've not read the
Husband
books.
and wife
Tonks.
together.
Tonks was the
Tonks.
young one that can change shapes.
Oh, gotcha.
Tonks.
Lupin's wife. They just had a
100,
child.
100% Tonks. No, that's very easy for me.
Yeah,
Harry
save the
Potter
mom.
already grew up an orphan. He already. I mean, okay, yeah, it sucks that the guy that was going to be your godfather is not there anymore. He's lived with it his whole life.
He was there for 3 years. Get over it.
Yeah. Teddy has no parents. He's gonna have a lot of family around him, you know, but that
By the
doesn't
way,
replace a
Teddy's
mother
the
and a
name
father.
Of Lupin and Tonks' child.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Oh, I was
Just-
like, who's
it-
Teddy? That
right,
wasn't one of the
so-
three.
It doesn't replace having a mother and
So
father.
we can definitely tell the least of the.
Oh,
yeah.
100%.
Oh, 100%. I'm like, this is good.
Lupin. Lupin would could be a choice that's like, that's kind of like Sirius. He was a werewolf, so let's not have Teddy grow up with the potential of having to chain his father up.
Right.
Whereas Tonks, it's the mother as well. And not only
Animals,
that,
yeah.
but if you save Lupin and all of the other originals are dead, it's like, man, come on, dude. Let's just axe.
I actually kind of agree with you on this one.
Yeah, I've
So, well, hold on real quick. Do you agree? Like
I-
Tonks?
My problem is this: I have no emotional attachment to the other ones. The only emotional attachment I
Sirius.
have is Sirius. So
Okay.
for me, the easiest choice is Sirius because I don't have, I don't know these.
And
I
then-
guess you
I
very
understand
briefly
that.
see them in the movies,
And then another
right? You
baby
do see the
grows up
werewolf.
without
You see him
parents.
because he's what? Is
He's
he book 3?
Third year.
Third year.
Defense Against
So
Dark Arts. Order of the Phoenix.
but the werewolf side of that is what, like you saying that logically makes sense. So I wouldn't necessarily pick him
You
So,
just
yeah,
want
I'd lean
Teddy to
towards-
grow up to be Batman.
100%. Right?
So all right, we're gonna get over this one real quick. So I'm on the save the mother side. There are a disproportionate amount of men left in the group that he would have father figures to mother
that
figures.
is true.
So for the betterment of Teddy and for the betterment of the group, I would save Tonks.
Brent, what'd you say?
I would agree with Tonks.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
all the things that have been said
Who needs
already.
fathers?
Right. As we sit here, and I have to tell everybody because I told Jesse I'd say this. That's a great segue into the fact that both pairs of brothers sit here fatherless,
Right?
and it's a different way to be about life.
Yeah.
Oh, heads up, Brent. We touch on emotional stuff too, so good luck.
I'm
Have
good.
fun for the ride.
Yeah. So
I got my defense mechanism. Jokes.
yeah.
So
Totally.
does that y'all are brothers.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, I called him with a joke that had us both rolling. And I said, man, do you realize, because our dad was cremated, I
Oh,
said,
no.
you do realize
No,
that
no,
now
no.
we can revisit our childhood
No.
and make sandcastles with our dad.
Oh God!
But mom's going to be really upset about that urn.
Yeah. No, we got to share the story a little bit. I think I've touched on it before. When we were spreading his ashes up in the mountains, and we were like spreading him into a river.
Dad was a lot of man.
Mom had separated out like individuals for us kids to keep, and halfway through, I look at John and I go, "Dude, how much is there?"
Because it just kept pouring out.
And then,
Like it was a Mary Poppins urn.
and then we hear a plop, and we look, and a spoon falls.
A spoon.
Yeah, mom had put a spoon in there.
No, they give you a spoon.
Oh, but she had used that spoon to spoon out into little individual urns for all of us. And she left the spoon in there.
Hey, we committed everything.
I was just like, Dad was so hungry one day.
So anyway, so that's our little
Yeah.
story. But we sit here and we joke and we talk constantly about different things Dad would do or different jokes and stuff that reminds us. Like when I hear a song that hurts, I send it to him with no context.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
There's
if
no
I hurt, you
context
hurt.
needed. Yeah, no context needed. It's just like a song like, I'm so sad and crying because my dad's dead.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yep. So we
Makes sense.
We send it to each other so that it's like if I hurt, you hurt kind of thing.
Right. Well, we're terrible about communicating. I don't think we have talked very little, I think, about Dad realistically between the two of us. We've had a few conversations, but I don't know.
Yeah, not a whole lot, but
I think I've been talking about it probably more recently, but
I wonder why.
I would say that I started talking about it more recently because you, as my friend, needed someone
Yes.
who was willing to talk about it.
Yeah, I did.
So
And we have a group of friends that
Right.
have loss, and we have a little group called
lost and found.
Lost and Found. Yeah, I named it. Oh yeah, no, it's great. It's great.
Yeah, I will say I had a coworker that was actually somebody that was like a friend. Because most people that I worked with, they were coworkers, and I had a lot of seniority at my job, and it was people that I just like, man, I've shown you and told you and taught you how to do this stuff 50 times. Why are you incompetent? That kind of thing.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
guy never was that way. His name
I
is
just realized I never want to work for him.
Carry on. This story was
But
just getting
his name's
good.
Bryce, and my dad died, and I was back to work in like 2 days because they were
Oof.
very terrible about time off, and they were like, "Well, we'll give you a day." Oh, thanks. So great,
Yeah, it was
great
bad.
Christian men is what they claim. So sorry, but
Carry on.
I'm a little bitter. Anyway, so I'm getting there, and none of my coworkers knew my dad died. They were just
They didn't
like,
even
yeah,
tell
they were
your
just, no,
team?
they were just like, yeah, John's taking a couple of days off. Because I will say, I was gone the week prior because Dad got sick, and my brother called me and was like, hey, man, you need to go see Dad because he's not doing well.
Yeah.
And there's a whole story of drama and family stuff there. So I was like, yeah, okay. And so I went up there, and he was coma the whole time.
Yeah.
Induced coma the whole time. It's unfortunate. But, so I get back to work, and everybody's like, hey, you all right? Because I was gone for the first week, you know.
Yeah.
And I just assumed people were asking because my dad's dead. And I was like, I mean, as well as to be expected. And they were like, it's like, yeah, would you have, like a stomach bug? Or I was like, what? And so none of them knew. And then they found out, and then you go through the whole spiel of people not knowing what to say. And
That's
like,
always a fun awkward
Oh, yeah.
silence.
yeah, and then people
Yeah.
are just like, "Oh
Yep, for
man,
sure.
that's hey man, time heals all wounds."
Right,
And I heard
the
that like
cliches.
I heard that like 17 times, and the first day people found out until finally I was like, "Man, if I pulled a knife out and stabbed you right now, right in the jugular, is time gonna heal that wound?" Like I'm at that point, and then my buddy Bryce, his dad died when he was 8, and he heard some of this stuff, and he's like, "Dude, I'm gonna tell you right now, it sucks."
I
And
think that was common to what I heard. Yeah.
yeah.
he's like, it doesn't get better. He's like, you deal with it better, but the pain's always there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
Yes.
it's like a constant rubbing, and like
Yep.
it causes pain, but you build a callus. And
Essentially,
every once in a while, it gets raw again, and it
Right.
hurts for a bit, but then it calluses
Which
over.
is funny because
I just
think
put it in a
after
big,
a certain amount of
deep
time,
black
was it?
box and buried
It's
it.
been what, 8 years for Dad?
Eight and a half years, yeah.
You get to a point where you kind of want to feel that again.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
I do miss it.
I understand that. Being of like-minded as my brother, the misfires that we have in our brain. Yeah, it's actually been a very beneficial mindset because I'm a very in the now person. Mm-hmm.
Out of sight, out of mind.
sight, out of mind is literally like I am one of the worst people when it comes to phone conversations that are through text.
Can I
or
get an
message.
amen? Can I get an amen?
Like if you send me a message, I might read it and never respond, and then see you, and then that's the first thing that pops in my mind. It's like, hey, yeah, by the way, I know you sent me this message like a year ago, but no, I'm not doing anything.
Dang. For me, especially around Dad, right? So I remember the morning I found out, and this is crazy because this is the way things work. Literally got woke up by my father-in-law at the house. He's like, "Hey, wake up!" And then I think he might have told Rebecca, and and then she told me, or he might have said, I don't remember a lot of the details, but I remember finding out and then going, sitting in the backyard at his house where I was renting it, and no clue, just breaking down right there. And I turn around and there's Brent. I'm like, how did you know to be here? Like, I had no clue, and how much I needed you in that moment.
I was already on my way. He had passed just after I had left the house at some point to come, and I was going to come pick you up, and we were going to go see Dad. And on my way to pick you up, he had already passed away.
Right.
Talk about the story.
But I'm just sitting there just breaking down. But just
I
turning and seeing you there was like, you have no idea how much I needed that in that moment right then.
You want to talk about some God-inspired time at times of need like that? Pop had taken a turn for the better the night before.
Yeah.
You got to remember this was over a year ago. It was a year in February.
Man, we spent the day prior to him taking better in the hospital.
With him by his side, his vitals were going up. Like, the doctors didn't understand.
No, not okay, 2 days before.
2 days before.
2 days before when he took a turn for the worse. And that day we spent there, and it was terrible.
Yeah.
It was an awful day because you're hanging on it. And then Tim came in, and Bailey came in, and we were all just kind of there. And then Mom, there was nothing else we could do. So it's like, well, let's go back to the house. So we went back to Mom's house.
Yep.
And it was the first time all of us had been at Mom's house together.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
Mom and Dad's new house at Lafayette.
That they lived, like, further away.
Yeah. And so then we're going back. We were all going back the next day. And Mom decided she was going to go before all of us just because she's like, hey, and she went back there. This is when he started getting better.
Oh, yeah.
And she's like, there's no point in all of y'all going up there, right away, especially because we have kids.
Yeah.
And so Mom goes up there. He's doing better. His signs are better.
I think we all went back up there.
So we all went back up there that day, and everything was great. They were just, even the doctors were like, we don't understand it.
So at the time, they were very under heavy COVID restrictions. And she got an exception from the manager of the hospital to stay the night with Dad. The only person in 3 years to be able to spend the night that wasn't a patient.
And then she called us that morning saying he was doing better.
No. I woke up from a dead sleep at 4:30 in the morning.
That was the night she stayed the night. Was after he was doing better, they were like...
Yeah. So I woke up from a dead sleep, 4:30 in the morning, rolled over. I was sleeping on a couch because I just was giving everybody else beds. And I rolled over and I grabbed my phone and I called Mom. I said, what's going on? And she goes...
No, that wasn't it. Because remember, I drove Mom up there that morning.
No, you didn't.
No, I didn't. I drove up there because Mom was alone.
Right. So she said, I don't know what's happening. He started getting worse. They said he doesn't have 30 minutes. Mom has been sitting up there alone, didn't contact anybody, was just going to deal with it. So I
woke me up
like a banshee, started yelling at people to wake up in the house. Woke everybody up.
You just opened the door I was in, and you were like, John, and
he was up, and I was
open.
like, get dressed, go to the hospital. Mom needs something.
Well, we talked about it for a second, and Mom was saying nobody come up there.
Yeah, and I was like, no.
And I said, look, y'all stay here. I'm going to go up there and be with Mom.
So
and then,
I kept Mom on the phone the whole time.
Yeah.
And
I made that drive in 17 minutes.
That's a 30-minute drive.
Wow.
I hear John through the speakerphone.
Yeah.
And then Dad dies the moment John walks in the door.
Yeah, so I walk in, and I lost service.
Yep.
Because we were all on a conference call.
Yep.
And we knew I would do service. Because the self-service between Lafayette and Gallatin was terrible.
Horrible.
And so...
Lafayette.
Whatever. And so I knew I was going to lose service, and so I'm just balling through there, man. Just going down the road, and just like, man, if a cop comes up behind me, they're just going to get me at the hospital.
Pull me over at the hospital.
Yeah. And so as I'm going, I didn't hear the conversations they were having because it was in and out. And Mom had said, hey, nobody has to come up here because he started doing better.
Yeah, he peaked for like 5 minutes. Like he
like
went from a straight nosedive,
and
2008 housing
and went
crisis.
back up. His blood pressure was stable, and then Mom was like, everything's looking great. Like there's no reason to have anybody come up there. And then they're like, well, John's already on his way. and I wasn't turning around.
Right,
Right,
right.
right.
Even if I went up there and you know what, he's out of coma and he's doing great, I'm not turning around.
Right.
And so I get up there, and Mom was doing the, I don't know what happened, because like right before, like a minute or two before I walked in, she was saying he's doing great.
Yep.
And then I saw his vitals drop.
Yeah, he walked
Like
in,
I walk in and it was,
said, "Mom, Dad, I'm here."
yeah. And as soon as I walked in, that was when it was just like his heart rate started dropping. Like it went from like 90 something beats per minute, 50. I mean, like that.
Yeah.
His blood pressure was dropping, and then it went 50 to 30 and 30 to 24. And like I'm seeing it now. And when it went to the 30, I was like, yeah, this is it. Your heart rate doesn't drop that low that quick. And then it flatlined. And and Mom's on his chest just bawling.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
rough. It's,
you know, and I equated to that, and I said it at both of his
Funerals.
funerals, whatever you want to call them, services, that you know, it's just a heck of a man, because he waited
Yep.
until Mom had somebody there.
Right.
right. Yeah, that's
Like he fought it. I mean, because people that didn't know my dad, there are a lot of people that did know he was a fighter.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Whether it be you, the devil, or what, he
Right.
was a fighter.
It's, you know, and it's funny, especially talking about, it's not funny, ironic. Dad kind of had a similar thing too, where you know, I fell and broke my arm at work. Shouldn't have fallen. God threw me off that ladder, and that's my only explanation. I get home. Lori gets home.
no,
Our
he
sister
didn't.
gets home.
I know. I'm just,
Yeah, the whole family
We're
was
all
able.
there. We all was. I think it was 2 nights before he passed.
Yeah.
Me, you, Lori, Mom. We all went up there, and I remember afterwards, he had told Mom. He said, "Make sure you tell them not to make me laugh, because it hurts."
right.
And then we get in there, and he's cracking jokes, and he's laughing.
Yeah,
and
of course he
and he's
is.
feeling good in the moment. So God literally gave us a moment with him where it's like, it's okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to cut it short, but I got to.
Right.
This wasn't what we planned, but it's what we got, and I
Yep.
think it's gold.
I think so
mean,
too.
We got to rip open some scabs and talk about some stuff. We got to laugh and
Oof.
learn
Oof.
and learn why 3 people are wrong about saving Fred, at least 3. But for Cutscene Conversations, I'm Tim.
I'm Jesse.
I'm John.
I'm Brent.
Blah blah blah.
Thank you, and we'll see you next time.